Hello and welcome to HS3113 Principles and Techniques of Group Counseling. My name is Professor Boggs and I will be your instructor for this course. If you're looking at the syllabus, you can find my contact information right here in terms of my phone number, being able to schedule any kind of office hours, as well as what my office hours are for my availability. If you're needing to see me outside of those hours, please send me an email and I will definitely get back with you in regards to scheduling. So by now you all should have picked up your book. So we are using Corey and Corey's 2026 version of Groups, Process, and Practice, the 11th edition of this book. So pretty much this group is going to be, or this class is going to be teaching everything there is about group, the basics, pretty much telling you what it is to be able to have counseling groups. What does pre-group look like? What does the stages of group look like? How do you apply ethics to groups? What does co-leadership look like? All of these things and more are going to be covered in the 7 modules that we have for our course. Now, if we scroll on down, depending on, just a moment, let me go up a little bit just to let you know, academic integrity is very important. Violations of that policy, including cheating, plagiarizing, or lying about academic matters, will result in an F. Also, I am one of those laid back teachers whenever it comes to AI. So whenever you get past all of the traditional college stuff, now we get to the good part. So, final exam. Final exam will be available from August 10th to August 16th at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. You have to take your final during this time frame. If you do not, you will be counted 0 on it. There is no, I had some, no. You have a 6-day window to complete the final and that's it. Unless somebody died, and then we'll go from there. In terms of the final, what it's going to look like, I am kind of on the fence about doing it the traditional multiple choice question, true or false questions type situation, or if I want to once again do the escape room style room. And what happens is whenever you go into these challenge rooms on the internet, you will be able to select your answer. And if you get the answer wrong, then it'll take you back to the beginning of that stage that you're at until you get the correct answer. So if you get to the end, you've obviously passed your final. In terms of adding and dropping a course, this particular course, July 3rd is the last day to register and add a class. And August the 1st is the last day to drop a class for this particular semester of 2025. In terms of my policy specifically, late assignments for us or resubmissions have to be submitted within 1 week of the due date. And if you do that, then you will only receive a 10% penalty. Discussion boards are not eligible for late submission. Work completed after the 1 week extension will receive a 0. So you got 7 days to get it turned in. All work has to be submitted by the final day of class, obviously. But if there is extenuating circumstances, then we can discuss possible makeup work. But for the most part, the policy stands. You have 7 days to complete your work if you are late. I am one of those laid back teachers whenever it comes to AI. So whenever you are using AI, you are allowed to use it for brainstorming and refining your ideas, finding information on your topic, drafting outlines to organize your thoughts, and checking grammar and style. What you are not allowed to use is AI to write your whole paper. Just to give you a little hint, the actual thing checks, Canvas checks as to how much AI use it is. So if you submit a paper that flags over 20% AI, you will be asked to resubmit that particular paper. If it again flags above 20%, you will receive a 0. Also, whenever you're using AI, make sure that you are citing your source. And in the syllabus, there is an example of what an AI citation looks like. Also considering plagiarizing, cheating, contract cheating, which is somebody paying somebody to do your academic work, misrepresentation, collusion, AI plagiarism. They're all no tolerance in this course. So that gets us to the juicy part. In terms of our assignments, the first assignment is going to be due within the first week. And that particular assignment is going to be the discussion board, letting us know that you are engaging in the course. It will be due Wednesday, July the 2nd. If you do not make the post by July 2nd, you will be considered a no-show for your course and you will be withdrawn. So it is very important that you get that first initial introduction discussion board out of the way. From there, we have the signature assignment, which is the icebreaker activity. So here you will be asked to lead a group icebreaker activity. You will have to make this group of people yourself. Flexible on the fact that it's supposed to only be Lindsey Wilson students, as I know some of you are in distant areas. So making sure that you do have at least 3 to 4 people in the group and doing an icebreaker activity, showing how that you would lead that. 7 days after that, you have a reflection paper on that activity due. 7 days afterwards. Whenever you are considering the course itself, there is quizzes for each module. These quizzes are multiple choice, true or false, matching, short answer, essay questions. Those quizzes are worth 10 points each. And then final exam again is August 10th to August 16th, and it is worth 50 points. As for the rest of the discussion boards, there is another discussion board that is called Group Counseling Mistakes. Here you will be asked to use the library's research resources to find an article that is exploring a common mistake in group counseling. If you are unable to use the resources that are available for you online, you can contact the library for them to give you more information. But what is expected is that you will write 3 to 5 sentences reflecting on their likely mistakes as group leaders. And you will respond to 2 peer posts as well. Then we also have the Lit Review and TED Talk. So with that, you will be asked to review and summarize findings from at least 3 peer-reviewed journal articles published in the last 5 years. The topics include, but are not limited to, group counseling with children, adolescents, adults, older people, multicultural issues in counseling, group counseling for substance abusers, etc. So here you will be submitting a outline or paragraph format, and it will need to have APA citations for each of the articles that you are using. You will post this for discussion and for your feedback of your peers. And then that itself is worth 10 points. And then you're going to be asked to record a 5-minute TED Talk style video emphasizing the power of group counseling and informing the audience of the findings of your literature review that you've done. So your goal is to engage and inspire and connect with the audience, and make sure that you include the link to your TED Talk in your discussion post. So whenever you're considering about load these onto YouTube. You can list them as unlisted, but you cannot list the video as private. If you list it as private, I will not be able to see it. So make sure that you are listing the TED Talk video as unlisted, and including the link for that in your post. Altogether, This, including the 2 peer responses that you do, will equal out to be 25 points. So altogether for this course, 225 points total. And then we have the tentative schedule in terms of what we're looking at for dates and due dates for everything, what chapters need to be read, and what handouts need to be read. That will be listed under your the content under your modules. So again, discussion board 1 is due by July, that Wednesday, July 2nd. You will have your first quiz due by July 6th. So that means you have the first week to really dig into chapter 1, the multicultural handout, a link that's listed, and the group work best practice guidelines. From there, you'll go on to module 2. There you'll have the initial discussion board due on 7/9, and then you'll have the responses as well as quiz 2 due on 7/13. Week 3 or module 3 runs from 7/14 to 7/20. You will have quiz 3 due on 7/20 of this week. Then you'll have module 4. Module 4 has a discussion board due by 7/23. And then the quiz 4 and responses are due by 7/27. Again, this is pretty well broke down for you in the syllabus itself. It gives you basic information in terms of what I'm expecting in regards to the introduction. Make sure that you're reading the bottom of the syllabus, because this gives you what I am expecting in terms of the discussion boards, in terms of questions that you need to answer, as well as more details about discussion board 3 and discussion board 2. It also gives you the details for the group session. Make sure that you are having the people included in group signing the affidavit that they are willing to participate, and that they have their informed consent. If you have any questions or concerns about the syllabus or about any of the assignments, make sure that you reach out to me and ask questions. I promise I don't bite. And we will get you through the course. And I hope that you all have an enjoyable semester and enjoy the content.